Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? Everybody who's joining us tonight, I'm really excited about this conversation that we're about to have. Um, really excited to be with you guys here at HAC TV. My name is Sam Pierre. I'm the executive director and the co-founder, one of the co-founders of the Haitian American Caucus, and I'm really excited to be here tonight to have this conversation with you. HAC has been we've had one heck of a year, but I'm really excited about where we're going to be next year and how we are going to do more mission and help our Haitian community. Tonight's conversation is going to be really fun. Feel free to tune in again. On our YouTube page, Haitian American Caucus on YouTube. Subscribe. For those who are also watching on Facebook, we also have it on Facebook as well, but we would like for everybody to go to our YouTube to definitely join this conversation. I'm excited. I have three special guests who are all part of HAC tonight who are going to talk to you guys about the who, what, and why the Haitian American Caucus. And because this conversation is going to be so rich and good, I want to jump right in. So I'm going to introduce our guests one by one, and then we're going to get this conversation going. So first and foremost, I want to introduce to you guys Mr. Wesley Faucher. Wesley.
Yes.
What's going on, man?
I'm here. What's up? How you doing?
I'm good.
How's everybody doing out there?
I'm good.
With you guys tonight.
Absolutely, man. Wesley, let everybody know a little bit about Wesley really fast, man.
Well, Wesley's a very chill guy, you know what I'm saying? He loves him some Sam. You know, Sam is really a good friend of mine. But basically, I just want to join the conversation tonight just to give you some background of why you should be involved in HAC, why you should be involved in a community organization overall.
Right.
And yeah, we'll have a conversation about it, man. I'm here.
Absolutely, man. Good to have you, Wesley, man. Good to have you. Next person we're gonna bring on is Jovan Ferdinand. Jovan.
Good evening. Good evening.
What's up, Daddy? How are you?
Doing? Beautiful. I'm good, brothers. I'm good.
Wesley, look at Jovan, man. You see Jovan, Wesley?
He's getting big. that corona weight is getting to you, man.
Thank you. I was slimming down. I thought I was slimming down. Thank you.
No. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Tell everybody a little bit about who Jovan is, man, and what to expect tonight. Jovan.
Absolutely. So, could sum me up in 4 different characters. First and foremost, I am a Haitian Jamaican American. That's the first thing. My father's Haitian, therefore my bloodline leads to Haiti. Second, and most important in my life, is I'm a husband. Third is I'm a father. And last, I'm a businessman, but most importantly, I'm a businessman that cares about his community. And that's my life summed up.
Dope, man. Jovan, man, it's exciting to have you, man. We've been talking about this for a while now, and it's going to be really dope to go into this conversation. You know, I really have nostalgia, man. This reminds me of the UC right now at 10 p.m. at night, man.
Classic.
But this is great, man. So last but not least, let's bring in the one and only Sylvio Lamisere, man. Sylvio.
Hello. What's going on,
everybody, man?
How's everyone doing today?
Good,
wait, can y'all see me properly? I don't even know if y'all can see me properly.
Yeah, you good, Sylvio.
I'm good because I feel like my head's chopped off. I just wanted to make sure it's not chopped off and nothing like that.
You good, Sylvio.
All right, so hi everybody. My name is Sylvio. To piggyback off Jovan, I'm not married. I don't have kids.
That's why you're so slim and in shape.
But I am in shape. I did not get the COVID-19. You know what I mean? I know these 3 great gentlemen through St. John's University. You know, I had to rep the school. I'm a St. John's. I actually did graduate. I am an alumni, just to let y'all know. I'm Haitian as well, and I'm part of HAC. I'm actually the HR director / membership director as well. And, you know, we got a great thing going for y'all, and hopefully y'all guys can join us and be part of this great organization. We could talk to you about a lot about our experiences and how we actually formulated this fruition and go from there.
All right, man. Wonderful, man. So, fellas, this is going to be a really laid back conversation for everybody who's watching to really get a clear understanding and background on how did this Haitian American Caucus get started and come to be. A few commercials, of course, right on the bottom ticker. Anybody who's watching, we want you to go to sign up to be a member at hacglobal.org/join. That's how you become a member of HAC. And we're going to tell you throughout our conversation, what comes with this, why, who, what, and why HAC, and why does it matter to us, and why is it important, how, the early beginnings of it, and why is an organization like this important. So that's the first commercial. Second commercial, this show is actually sponsored by EEP Law. It's a law firm right here. I got it on my hoodie right here. EEP Law is our law firm sponsor, and they're doing some great work. So I will put their information on the ticker as well a little bit. Anybody who has issues with civil rights or personal injury law, EEPlaw.com. That's the law firm that you should check out. So, and last but not least, this is a chill vibe. We got a little little something that we're all sipping on. We're
I got my H2O
with the fellas.
Sylvio
got my H2O. I got my H2O.
Sylvio got his H2O.
I got my communion. This is my communion grape juice.
Yeah, me too. I got my grape juice too tonight. So let's talk about St. John's. St. John's 2005, I want to say 2005, 2006, in the University Center. And why was it? And matter of fact, let's start with, I'm going to start with Sylvio first and talk about the culture of St. John's University. Yeah, you got the St. John's alumni shirt on. You know what I'm saying?
It makes sense. It makes sense.
So let's start with Sylvio and talk to us about the culture of St. John's and what made you want to get involved in the leadership side of St. John's University? What made you go there? Things like that. Jump in, Sylvia.
All right, so let me just jump in first. I want to say RIP to David. David was a St. John's alumni as well. He actually just passed this week, unfortunately. So I just want to say RIP to him to start off. But St. John's was the best thing that ever happened to me. All right, it's where I met these three ugly individuals, and I'm so happy to have met these three guys, because you know what, we formulated a friendship, but now we're brothers. And St. John, the culture has brought that. So at St. John's, I was one of those guys that just wanted to have a good time and so forth. And then these three guys put me in the right direction. They actually said, Sylvio, you need to get involved. And from there, I got involved. And it started from starting our own organization called the Communications Club. Sam came up with the idea, which Sam always comes up with the idea, and then he basically passes it off, and then you just got to run it down. You just got to run it down and make that touchdown. So he put it in the right hands. He gave it to me. He said he wanted me to become president, and from there we started Communications Club. There were so many different opportunities at St. John's for us to actually encompass ourselves in, and Communications Club was our stepping stone into St. John's. Once we found out we could actually create our own organization, actually start our own program, we realized we could actually run the school. So from the Communications Club, we actually got into student government. From student government, guys, was the limit, because we had our own budget, we knew what to do, and it basically helped us to formulate HAC today. Without what we got from St. John's, the places where we would be right now wouldn't have become. So I find that St. John's instilled in me the skills that I need to be the man that I am right now. I'm really still nobody, but I am somebody, But St. John's, I really commend St. John's for giving me the tools I need to be where I'm at right now. It gave me this network that I have right now, and I can't say anything negative about St. John's. That's why I still rock the alma mater shirt because I did graduate. I am an alumni. Plus, I was part of the President Society, so that speaks volume because I was the highest honor society in St. John's, and I don't know how the hell I got into that program.
I don't know how you got into that either.
I don't know how the hell I got into that. But I was in it.
We're gonna bring back President Society. No, that's really dope, Sills. But I think saying student government came before Communications Club because I think being in student government caused us the opportunity to be able to flow into
you know what? You are right. You are right.
But Sylvio started it right though, Sam. What Sylvio said was that he wasn't involved like that when we was doing student government. Right. He didn't really get cracking until we got when he became the president of Con Club, and then from there it kind of led him into student government.
Right. Yeah, definitely did.
Right. No, that's dope, man. Jovan, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, so St. John's, man. So first and foremost, I'm gonna always be a St. John's fan. I was a part of St. John's before any of these chumps came to St. John's. Shout out to my Uncle Jonathan out there. Wow. Absolutely.
That's
I was going to St. John's. I was going to St. John's when Caleb's brother, my god brother, Pat, and Jonathan, and actually what had me going to college, I didn't even know anything about college when I was younger. My father didn't graduate college. My mother didn't go to college. But my Uncle Jonathan took me to St. John's with him. And I had to be like 16. And the reason we used to go is my god brother and I used to like to sneak into the gym and play basketball. And so I went to class with Jonathan one time. And when I was in the class, the teacher allowed me to answer a question. And I happened to get it right. And from that moment, I was hooked. It just made me, I don't know what it was about that one little thing.
Why did they let a little kid in the class, man?
Well, first of all, I wasn't little. I was 16, but I was definitely young. So that experience at St. John's always endeared St. John's in my heart, right? I never knew at that moment that I wanted to attend St. John's, but just being there, Jonathan was a part of the choir, just seeing all of these interactions there made me realize like, oh, this is what college looks like. And not only is this what college looks like, but I think something that's important to the youth is experience, internships, right? Just by going to that one class and getting that experience, it made me realize even something as small as, oh, I can answer a question in this college class and I'm 16. Well, that was a big deal for me. It registered to me like, oh, this is really cool. So fast forward a little bit, I ended up at St. John's in 2005, transferred in from Kingsborough Community College. Once I got to St. John's, I connected with Sam and
the rest is history.
The rest is history. Right?
The world needs to know this. The world needs to know this. So I connected with Sam, and he was speaking about student government. I was talking about getting involved. That's just kind of always been in my heart, trying to be involved in whatever community I'm a part of. So I was speaking to him about getting involved. But the thing is, I was
only there. Tonight we talking, look,
I was only there for the 30 days when I was talking to Sam. So I believe the bylaws were you had to wait like first semester before you can get involved. So I was like, man, I really want to be involved. I want to be a part of this, And Sam and I knew each other from church, the church family. And Sam was like, all right, we'll see what we can do. A few months later, we won't, disclose how long. May have been a semester, may not have been a semester. I was the budget chair at St. John's University. Yeah, and I will say that changed my life. And one thing I want to say about St. John's, first of all, Sylvio, I think you're wrong. There is something that I can say negative about St. John's. It was expensive as hell.
Oh, that was hella expensive. Hell yeah.
But I will say, if you are going to stay in the Northeast, you couldn't pay for a better alum than St. John's has. The connections you get outweigh the cost if you're going to stay in the Northeast. Now, if you're moving down south or moving to California, talk to Sam and Sylvia. We'll get you somewhere else. But with that, what I do want to say about St. John's budget here and why it changed my life is St. John's is the only school I know, and I've been to a lot of different colleges, that is a SGI. And the reason why that I is so important is most other schools that I've been a part of, and I've been a part of student government at many universities, they're SGA, Student Government Associations.
Talk about it, bro.
Yes.
That's true.
With St. John's being incorporated, what it allowed is for the students to be in control of a business entity.
Now, you talking right now. Talk that talk, boy.
What that means in plain English is we were allocated a budget, right, through the university. Now, when that budget
it's getting good.
Right? When that budget came to us, it wasn't what's what I'm looking for? It wasn't or let me say it like this. When that budget came to us, it was our responsibility as students to delegate how that budget was to be dispersed, right? Now, there were rules and regulations, obviously, but we had our own attorney. We had our own organizational chart, right? We had a flow. We had 2 full-time employees. I can't believe, Sam, what are their names? Oh, my God, they would smack me in the back of the head.
Ask Wesley.
Barbara and Kathy.
Yeah,
right. I'm listening to Jovan, and I'm so like reminiscent of the days back
I'm telling
then,
you, bro, the good
of
old
what we
days,
used to
man.
do.
But
Bro, it's crazy, man.
We were in control of
we
a
went to
lot
Disney
of money.
World. We went to Disney World for free.
Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did. We went to a conference.
We went to
Absolutely.
Disney World.
There was some mad conferences. I didn't go to the Disney World conference, but I went to the Southampton.
That was the best.
We had a Southampton
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do that one. I'm on the
I
DC.
didn't
Wesley went to the Southampton
No,
conference.
I went to Disney. I went to Disney World. I didn't go to the Southampton.
Yeah,
Okay.
Disney World.
But
Well, yeah, Jovan, go ahead.
go ahead.
all right, I'm gonna pass the rock to Wes after this because this leads right into Wes. The last thing I want to say, just to not to wrap it up, but to kind of get it going, is that SGI made all the difference in who I am today, because the responsibility of $2.2 million. Is that right? Was that right?
1.2.
1.2. Oh, excuse me. I gave us extra. I gave us an extra mil.
Give him some extra money, bro. We'll take that mil.
Light work. So that responsibility of $1.2 million, what came along with it, the delegation, the responsibility, also the fun. I mean, there was definitely lots of fun.
Yes.
The growing a community, seeing how money, right, works in community, understanding that money is just a tool, right? Like money, it wasn't the focus wasn't getting the money. The focus was, how do we use this money to make our community better? All of those things coming out of SGI opened my eyes to how to maneuver, right, in what we would call the real world.
Real world.
From there, I'm gonna toss it to my brother Wes, because although I was the budget chair and I, was delegating what happened to the money in the organizations, Wesley was the treasurer, so he was my boss.
I was your boss. I was your boss.
Says that.
No, I was. I'm not gonna front.
He said that so subtle. He's like, yes, I was.
Yeah, I was.
In case you forgot.
But just to go back a little bit, I have to thank Sam Pierre, of course. I know he knew I was going to do this, for encouraging me to go for that role.
Let's give a roll up, Sam.
He saw something. I was going to do that. He saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. I didn't know I had the capability of managing a $1.2 million budget.
Amen.
And that's a lot of responsibility.
And how old were you?
I think I was 20
years old, managing a $1.2 million budget.
A corporation, basically. A corporation.
Not basically, a corporation.
A corporation, bro. And, that gave me a lot of experience on how to manage budgets. I was able to manage the budget. I was able to, work with certain cuts for that budget to create a surplus for the end of the year. So, these budgetary skills that I got from this organization, if I didn't join it, it wouldn't help me in my position today. Right now, I'm a tax accountant. Before I got into the job, during the interview, it just so happens there was a guy that went to St. John's, and he looked at my resume. He was like, "Hey, you managed a $1.2 million budget in student government. I went to St. John's." And he was really impressed, and I think that's what got me the job there.
Bro, you see what I mean? Y'all had me hyped today.
Participating in organizations in school, it's not all about going to school, getting good grades, and going home.
Definitely.
You got to get the full college experience, experience. And the only way you could do that is to participate in student organizations. If you can get as high as student government, then go for it, because it'll definitely build you up for when you're ready to enter into the workforce and the work environment. And it'll definitely give you experience for that. You know, student government was a very political environment, right? And I didn't know anything about politics before that. I didn't know how to negotiate stuff. I didn't know how to comport myself in a political environment. You know, student government definitely helped me to do that. And I decided to stay in the public sector because of what I was doing in student government. I left the private sector and I entered into the public sector, and I'm there for 10 years now. You know? Wow. And then the fact that I was experiencing holding a role like that in a student organization, I decided, you know what, let me go for and campaign for a delegate position in my union. And guess what?
Look at that, man.
I got voted in.
You won.
You won, baby. So, you know, this is the type of encouragement that student government gave me today that allowed me to pursue these endeavors. And again, I do thank Sam. You know, Sam knows what he did.
That's gonna make me blush, man.
He did. You know, he knows what he did. He like I said, saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. Today, look at today. I would never think I would participate in something live like this. Never. But
wait, this is live?
This is live. a lot of people are watching right now. But you know, he has the ability to get me out of my shell, because you know I'm very introverted. So he has the ability to get me out of my shell. And it's important to have people like Sam, like Jovan, like Sylvio around, so that when they see that there's certain opportunities that they know you have talent for, they'll encourage you to, put yourself out there and go for it. So, you know, I'm very blessed to have a group of people like this around me all the time, and you know, I'm looking forward to growing with HAC.
Wow.
You know,
that's phenomenal, Wesley. That's phenomenal, man. All three of you guys, I appreciate it, man. And even though you guys are saying Sam, it's really, you know, you guys stepping up, right? To actually jumping in, you know, and accepting the role. You know, I remember when me and Jovan had to talk Sylvio into being president of the communications club.
Yeah,
Sylvio was like,
hell no.
Sylvio didn't want to do it. And I want to go back a little bit to talk about that, right? Like, to talk about the fact that the four of us was in student government, right? Like, so we were at a government at St. John's. The student activity fee was what, $150. There was 14,000 students at the time.
$150, and it was 150 organizations that we were
budget. For those of you out here who's trying to figure out where did this money come from, right? So it's 14,000 students. You have to pay a student activity fee for $150, and that budget went to student government. Very similar to the United States government, right? People got to pay taxes, and your tax dollars go to the government so the government could run the country. And I think that if that knowledge really, as you were hearing from all of us, really definitely shaped our thinking at a very young age on how to operate organizations. So I think being in student government gave us the empowerment to be able to say, yo, we can change things. It wasn't just about protesting, rattling, running around. And we did a lot of that too, but we were in positions of power to make decisions.
Like
so
what?
You want to say something? Because you're on mute.
I'm saying like Black Solidarity Day.
You're on mute.
Oh, no, he's not. I can hear him. I can hear you. I can hear you, Sylvio. I can hear you.
Is it Sylvio that's on mute or me?
I don't know. Maybe it's you. I can hear Sylvio.
Jovan, is it me or is it Sylvio?
It's you. Can you hear Sylvio? I can hear Sylvio.
Maybe it's my AirPods.
Take them out.
You need a new Christmas gift?
There we go. Yeah.
You were saying Black Solidarity Day.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, dope. Yeah, that's those are the things that are important and are real. And I think that we learned that in St. John's, man. But I want to dig a little bit deeper, right? So now
let's get to the good stuff.
Let's talk about so we talked about the good. Let's talk about the ugly of it. having a fight. You know, Jovan was the budget chair. With you have to choose organizations. So let's talk about the late nights. The late nights. Let's talk about that a little bit. Go ahead, Joe.
So what I will say is I never viewed it as ugly, but you know, what I did learn is that you cannot please everybody. That's what I did learn, right? Like I did learn grace for people that are in position of power, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Somebody who's in a position to give you something that you may need. There's a lot that comes along with that. You know, I remember specifically, I won't mention the club name, but I remember a club coming and asking to throw a party. But the thing is, they had just threw a party about 2 weeks ago. And we had, and so how it worked with the budget chair is there was a form you filled out. And essentially what the budget chair did is for the 150 organizations, anytime they wanted to put on an event, they were able to come and request money from the budget chair. So going back to what you were saying, which is good to understand and how it equates to the United States. Yes, you pay that $150 fee for activities, right? But if you go to school and you don't know and or understand, right, that if you're involved in an activity, you can have access to that money you put in, then you've just given $150 and not realize the potential you could gain from it. Right. So once you got involved in an activity, then somebody, whether it be in, if you were in a fraternity, it'd be your big brother, whether you're in a sorority or big sister, they would explain kind of how the network worked in the university. So with that being said, an organization would come to the budget chair, they would petition through a piece of paper to say, hey, we want to do this event, we want this much money. And at that point, I would get together with my committee and we would go through all of the stacks of paper and kind of discuss what budget we had left, you know, and who we could give that money to. And that created a lot of friends, right? A lot of friends.
Yes, it did.
That created a lot of people that didn't like you. So like I said, the dirty part I would say about it was just understanding how to navigate personalities and how to break news to people. So for me, you know, I've always been a man of the community. I've always been a people person. So it hasn't been hard for me to communicate with people when something may not seem like it's good news. But I will say it was also late nights. You know, we're like you have a student athlete, right? We're student government. So we have to be students, take care of our classes, but then we still have responsibilities after that other students are dependent on us for. So there was a lot of sacrifice in the amount of time we spent together. And instead of going out to party while everybody else was out party, being in meetings.
Well, I still go to the parties. Though. I still went to the parties. I knew how to balance it out.
Hey, no comment, bro. We live. I'm gonna let you rock, so I'm gonna let you rock, S.I. I'm gonna let you rock.
President's on society, y'all. President's on society.
Yeah.
I still don't know how you did that, though. I tell you.
I don't know. No, it's all about
two people. I don't know how they did that.
Who was that?
Who's the other person?
You Sylvio and Jermaine. I don't know how the hell Jermaine ended up getting 3.87 GPA.
Yeah, I didn't,
you know what I'm saying? And I was in the studio, and we was in the studio. I didn't have a 3.8. I was up till 2-3 o'clock in the morning. But that's another story.
I still remember yelling at Sam for always being in the studio. I was like, "Why you there? Let's go. But that's another story. That's another story, though.
That's another story.
Though.
But yeah, go ahead, Jovan.
Yeah. But so I want to talk about how that kind of leads to, because this is about who, what, why HAC, right?
That's right.
So I want to talk about the discipline of being there late night, right?
Talk about it.
But then seeing the results,
right? And
for me, that's what was the driving point, right? When somebody put on, like, for example, let's see, the NAACP, which I was a part of also at St. John's, right? When they put on, I think you went on mute, Sam. You on mute?
No, he's good.
Oh, he's good? Okay. So.
No, I don't think he's good now. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah. There we go. So when we had the NAACP, I forgot what it was. We had this big festival. I just remember this one day it was like raining outside and we had to move the festival into the library. But seeing everybody come together in the community and come into the library and learn what the programming that the NAACP had to offer the community made it worth being at St. John's at 11 o'clock at night, going through those stacks of paper, right? Saying, okay, this organization had this last time, so we got to do this, we got to move it around. And I see that a lot in HAC. One thing I want to talk about with HAC is our programming. The programming for HAC is second to none. Second to none. And a lot of people watching this might say, well, you're a part of HAC or you work for HAC. Or if you understood how I became a part of HAC, it had nothing to do with glorifying HAC. It had to do with HAC is actually serving the community. And that's what I'm about. Serving your people, right? We all have to survive. We all need to, we all have wives and family. There's 4 men sitting here. We all have a home to take care of. But there's some, shout out to my grandfather, Pastor Ferdinand.
That's right.
Watching him serve a community and what that means, and watching that community flourish and grow has taught me a lot about life. And that's what I love. And the kind of correlation that I took from the service. And that's the way I looked at my job while I was there. It was serving, right? Serving those organizations. I see that here with HAC in our programming, whether I believe, did we already do the pregnancy programming?
Yep, we did a pregnancy program last night.
That was that was last night. My days are all mixed up, excuse me. Pregnancy programming. You have, let's be clear. Samuel Pierre is what's your title? Executive what?
Executive director.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume that you cannot have a baby. Right?
I can't. No, I can't.
But yet we're doing programming for women in pregnancy, right?
That's right. Yep.
Why is that?
COVID. Pregnancy.
Why is
COVID.
that?
And how being pregnant during COVID is extremely difficult. And
so let me toss it your way. As a male, right? Why is that programming important to you? Because you would think, a lot of stuff comes from the top down, right? Why would we be doing a programming like that? I would say it's because our community demands it and it's what our community needs. But I would love to hear from you. Why are we doing programming like that?
Well, let's think about it for a second. Let's say, for example, right now, I'm married, and let's say, it could be my wife or it could be my sister or it could be my cousin or anybody who's pregnant right now. Matter of fact, let's use a real example. One of my wife's best friends, she was pregnant during COVID, right? And it was a completely different experience because you can't just come into the hospital. The hospital, everyone has scares. People are wearing hazmat suits. The NICU is very different right now than it would have been in a normal pregnancy. And there's a lot of resources that the government provided for women during pregnancy that are pregnant right now because everyone is scared, right? Nobody's going to the hospital right now. Nobody wants to go to a hospital. For a long time, there was conversations about people dying not because of COVID, but because they went to the hospital for COVID. So there was a stigma around going to the hospital. But if you're a woman and you're pregnant, you might think, I'm not going to the hospital for my prenatal care, or I'm not going to the hospital for my checkups, right? And when COVID was at its peak, people couldn't even go to get a physical. Everything had to be done virtually. So how would you know what questions to ask? So Haitian American Caucus, we provided a program with our health and wellness team, partnership with Heavenly Nature and Tamar Innocent, to talk about what it's like navigating pregnancy during COVID. And I think that information is important, especially for Haitians and Haitian Americans who traditionally don't have access to information, right? Which is our mission. Our mission is, to provide access to information, resources and information to foster self-development and success. That's it.
Absolutely.
And the simple way of saying our mission is, we help our community be, live healthier, stronger, and faster, right?
Absolutely.
That's with the information that we provide. So.
Absolutely. So I do want to say one thing to what you said. You said it very eloquently, but something that I love about the program and that we provide is it is right now programming.
Yes.
I think everybody in here has gone to church. You ever heard that right now word? The pastor gets that right now word, not that later word. Not that word that's
Right,
going to get to you. That right now word.
Right
what
now.
Programming is right now, taking that information, but just not information, right? Because information is useless if you can't put it to use.
Right.
Right. So getting information that is useful to your daily life. And that's what I love about HAC. And that's kind of my correlation between St. John's and HAC is the information that's given that's actually useful to become a resource so that you can change your life right now. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It doesn't mean, hey, it's going to be a free ride, but at least you'll have a resource to say, hey, okay, I may not know what to do. Shout out to a close friend of ours, Jerry Noel. His wife is pregnant during COVID. You know what I mean? That's a scary situation for anybody, as you were saying. But to be able to know that there is a organization that you can go to find out information on how to navigate those times. That's what we offer. And to be clear, we take our cues from the community on what you need. So to the point I was asking, why would you do this programming? I believe we did the programming because the community said, this is what we need. Right.
Absolutely.
So,
That's perfect. And another thing I wanted to mention is that people don't realize that that HAC is an extension of student government and the Haitian Society and the Communications Club. Right? It's just because think about it. You go to college and you're a part of organizations. We all just talked about how the Communications Club and SGI was what really helped us push. But what happens when you graduate? Right? Where's that Communications Club? Where is that student government? Where is the organizations that, where's the organizations that can really help you thrive? Right, that can take you to the next level. Wesley talked about having St. John's on his
resume.
On his resume.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely was a resume builder.
And how did he know how to do that? Right? Where did you learn that from? And is our community and our generations, our students, where are they? Are they learning these skills, these soft skills, right? And I want to talk about the days that we had to present, right? What about the presentation? What about the night that we had to all come together to come in front of the body to get incorporated as the Communications Club? And Wesley was a part of the governing body, right?
Yes. Right. The connection, right? Of course.
Yeah. Wesley was the decision maker.
I had to find the funds to fund the organization. Right.
But where do we learn? Where do we learn about this? Right? We learned about it.
That would be a good person for the presentation, Sam.
Talk about that, Sylvio.
Well, first off, I definitely want to be president of the Communications Club. But Sam, he came up with the idea, and he brought a great team. It was me, Jovan, a few other people, and he brought us together, and we created the bylaws. The bylaws are basically like the laws and the constitution of our organization. And it was...
Oh, stop right there for a second. Right? This is important. So you mean to tell me you are a 20-year-old kid and you're putting together bylaws for an organization?
Right.
Yes.
That's impressive. Absolutely.
Yes, and that was crazy. I didn't even know what the hell
that
a bylaw was until the Communications Club. I just learned so much by being at St. John's because it really trained me to be where I want to be right now. So we actually created a bylaws for our organization. So basically had a list of things that we're going to present, what we plan to present, what we plan to do, how we're going to do it, what we're going to do with the budget, and so forth. So student and SGI knew that we were serious about what we were doing. And we also had to have a 5-year goal, a 5-year plan as well. So they know that, so they understand that it wasn't just a short-term organization. We wanted it to proceed after we even left St. John's. So when we come back, we found our baby grown,
Your legacy.
Right.
Yeah, our legacy, you should say. Yeah, our legacy. Exactly. So we came up with the bylaws, we came up with our constitution. Me, Jovan, and Sam, were you there too? Were you actually presenting?
I was there.
I don't think he presented with us.
No,
I think
I was
part of that with us. He's part of
I didn't present with you. I was part of the governing body.
Yeah, he was part of the governing body, so he couldn't present with us. So me and Jovan came through, suited up, looking debonair as always, and we came in front of the whole student SGI body, and we basically presented our organization and let them know what it was, the pros, what's the cons, and how it could benefit St. John's now and in the future. And after presenting what we thought our organization could do, we left there with big smiles because they instilled our organization, and we started our first ever communications club at St. John's University. And that was a real big accomplishment and a proud moment in our lives because we seen that we actually could start something from nothing and build into something. Just like with HAC. There was never HAC, but we found that there was a need for it. After the earthquake, we knew that there was a need for us to help our community, not just in America, not just in New York, but where our families came from, which is in Haiti. And that's how we actually came about with building and growing and incorporating HAC.
That's so deep, man. You said a few things, Sylvio, that's even deeper that I don't think people realize, right? So you're a college student and you're learning, one, how to present in front of a governing body, asking for budget, for money, right? To start an organization. So you already understand that you can't start this organization without the resources available, right? And we're going to talk a little bit about what we did with those resources, right? And how we were able to help and support ourselves and our organization and our community with those resources, right? But second, you have to be prepared.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because the same governing body could have been like, nah, we're not with you. Come back next. And what was it like? What was it, Wesley? Monthly or quarterly?
Monthly.
Because so many people was trying to get on that calendar to come and present to student government.
It was a monthly thing, right? Yeah.
And we passed the first time, which was amazing.
Absolutely. But remember, we were prepared.
Definitely was.
We were prepared in more than one way. One of the things that I want to highlight is the fact that we had partners in government.
Talk about it.
Right.
Talk about it.
We have the network that you build.
Right.
It's all about the network you build.
So Wesley,
don't be surprised that the reason the communication club passed was because I was in office.
Exactly.
I'm not surprised. I'm definitely surprised.
I gave it a little push. Right. I gave it a little push, and I was able to find budget for it, and it was approved. So it's definitely good to network and know people when you're doing stuff like that. So congratulations. Thank you.
Let's talk about something. Thank you, Wesley. Thank you, Wesley. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about something there, though. Let's talk about something there. See,
right.
I think something that we have to focus on, our community has to focus on is understanding how systems work, right?
Here we go.
You can fight and argue all day you want about the system, right? But if you really want to make a change, you have to understand how the system works, right? So Wes said something. Wes said, I was there to help push the communications club through, right? But if everybody was paying attention to earlier, how did Wes get his position? Why was Wes even in student government to begin with?
Because of you guys.
Right? So it's a full circle moment. Yeah, Wes was able to push through, but the heart of what I want to get to is not nepotism, right? It's all on how you view it. It's not nepotism, because Sam didn't put Wes in a position because Sam wanted something from Wes. Sam put Wes in a position because he believed he was the best person for that position at the moment that he personally knew. And Sam had the opportunity to have an influence for Wes to have that position. It wasn't Sam said, hey, I'm going to hire you, but Sam met King Louis. Sam may have knew King Louis. Right?
King Louis.
And Sam may have been like, King Louis. Sam may have been like, yo, Lou, I got a guy, on our next term when we go, here's who I think, will be a good candidate. And what happens when you do that, right? What happens when and that's what, my heart is. I know I keep saying it over and over and over, but it's so important understanding community and what community really looks like and what it looks like to really help each other and work forward, right? So Sam puts the bug into King Louis' ear. Wes gets the job, right? Months later, like the communication club didn't happen next week. Months and months later, we're all talking. We come up with this concept of communication club. Sam puts together a team. Myself, Sylvio. We prepare, right? Sam is a part of student government, so because of conflict of interest, obviously he can't be presenting with us, but he can tell. We can come to Sam and say, hey, what is student government looking for when you present?
Right.
How should we present? Sam might have said, hey, Sylvio, stop wearing that 4X black t-shirt and put on a tie.
It was I miss those 4X t-shirts. I miss those. I miss those 4X, bro. I miss those 4X. I miss those
4X t-shirt, bro.
It was classic. It was classic. It was classic.
You know, he was from Queens.
With the 4X hat.
His hat.
You know what's so interesting now? Because now all you guys have hats on, and I'm the only one without a hat, and y'all all have glasses, and I don't have the glasses on. Right?
That's funny.
So that's kind of very interesting. It's very interesting right now.
But in that full circle moment, we prepare, we use our resources, right?
Right.
And guess who steps in to advocate for us? Of course, the person you advocated for originally. That's how life works, right? That's what networking is. Networking isn't going out and handing out a bunch of business cards. It's not networking. Networking is doing something for somebody else, even though it will not potentially return you something because you believe they are the right person. That's what networking is. That's the one thing I've seen from you, Sam, and we talk about that. The one thing I've seen from you, you know, I think why you get so much praise is because you're always giving somebody an opportunity. And that's what it's about. I think that's been the main key to your success in your life thus far is you've always, I mean, for God's sake, like I said with the butcher, I was like, hey, I want to get involved. He was like, oh, I might have something for you. Mind you, we were boys to church, but you didn't know what I was like in school. You didn't know how my brain worked when it came to business. But just because you knew me, you knew my heart, you were like, I think I got something for you. And what came with that? Then once you realized who I was, you was like, oh, you're going to be the vice president for Communications Club. I couldn't say no. I didn't want to be the vice president for Communications Club, but I couldn't tell the man that put me into the budget chair opportunity, no, I'm not going to do the vice president of Communications Club. Of course I'm going to do it. This is my guy. That's networking.
Oh, I said no, though, just to let you know. But I just
and guess what happened? Guess what happened? We held it down.
But I want to actually ask Sam a question. What is your motivation? What makes you look into other individuals and know what positions or what skills they have that they can contribute to the community? What makes, what's your basis?
No, that's a very good question. That's a very good question, man. I think you know what it is. I feel like it's all about. I think it's having a listening skill, right? And connecting with people and listening to what they say, right? Because, Maya Angelou said, when people talk and they tell you about yourself, right, believe them.
Right.
So listening to a Sylvio, right, who's at St. John's and who was at all the parties, right? Who everybody knew who Sylvio was. He was the hype man of everything, right? And understanding that Sylvio had a level of influence, right? Currently where he was, realizing that the communications at the time was the largest major at St. John's. The largest major at St. John's, but they didn't have a club.
Which is crazy.
So how do you have the largest major at St. John's with the most students that are in this major, but there's no club to help transport these people, these young people from step 1 to step 2? Why is it that during common hour, which was the hour when the clubs got together, there was no speakers to come to talk to the largest major in the school to tell them about y'all about to graduate? These are the jobs that are available in communications. You had a lot of students who were into music, radio, television, right? So why aren't people who are in the industry coming to talk to these groups? So I'm listening to Sylvio, who's going to the parties, who's the hype of the party, and who everybody loves Sylvio. And I'm saying them, and I'm hearing Sylvio talk about, yo, I'm gonna be over here, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So I'm like, all right, well, Sylvio, where do you want to be? Yo, I want to be over here. I want to do this. Okay. So you need to be in a position of leadership.
Right.
so that we could catapult your vision, right, quickly, while also galvanizing, groups of people. So when I thought about who could be the person that could seamlessly bring people to the resources that they need. Who is a person that has the personality, right? That's not going to be off-putting. That's not going to turn people off. That's not going to make it about themselves. That's going to make it fun, and it's going to want people to come, right? And now I'm hearing Sylvio say, "Yo, I want to do this. I want to do that. This is where I want to go." So now I'm like, Sylvio would be the best person to be the president of the communications club because it's going to be fun for him, right? I'm not going to have to force and beg him to do the work. Once he's bought into this, he's going to take it to the next level. He is going to get other people to buy in as well. So to answer your question, Wesley, it's really about, I think leadership, people think leadership is about being in charge all the time. I think leadership is really about developing people who already have something inside of them and just finding a way to pull that out, right? Finding a Jovan, right? Who at the time, I think he wanted to be an accountant, I believe, when he first came. And seeing that Jovan was a super popular dude. He had a 6-pack. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to 6-pack. R.I.P. to the 6-pack, right?
He's pregnant now. I love you, man. Don't worry about it.
And Jovan having a knack he could be very serious, but he could still be someone that could corral people together. And just watching Jovan, watching his mannerism and saying, all right, you know what? Even though Sylvio is going to be the president of the communications club, right? And he's going to be the hype of the crowd, but I also need somebody who's going to be able to reel everybody back in, talk about the paperwork, talk about executing what we need to get done while still being able to have fun. And I think that is something that I can't take credit for. That's a skill that I watched my mentors do, right? And I watched my mentors give me responsibility.
Talk about it. Let's go. How you talking? Let's go.
I told my mentors giving me responsibilities that I thought I could never handle. Or most importantly, I didn't deserve. Right? Because let's keep it real. How the hell did Sam get into student government? Sam wanted to be Puff Daddy. Sam went to St. John's to be a music business executive.
That's true. Because me and Jerry was the ones that pulled you in. We was like, Sam, what are you doing? Stop going to work. Hang out with us. Right. And then we got him involved. And then he paid it forward back to me.
Absolutely. So it was Fabrice Armand who was the president, the first Black Haitian president of student government.
Yes.
That my sister went to.
Shout out to Fabrice. Yes.
And my sister said, "Hey, Fabrice, I want you to take my little brother in because he's getting bad grades, and I told him if he doesn't shape up, I'm gonna tell mom, and of course he scared him out. So Fabrice was the one that was the outgoing president, and Fabrice introduced me to King Louis, and that's really where the core of everything started. Really quick story. I remember I was going to student government. I was in the first student government meeting, laid back, sitting back like this, like I don't want to be here. Yo, why am I here? Right, like laying back, chilling. I'm like, yo, these kids are mad, nerdy and corny. I wanted to be in the UC playing dominoes with the cool kids, but my sister told me if I didn't shape up, she was gonna tell my mother on me. And I remember not caring. I'm like, I can't wait for this meeting to end. And then Oscar Londo had his budget, the treasurer. He had his report, and he said, all right, $1.1 million. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, wait, $1.1 million? Where? Why? What? All of a sudden, my antennas came up, and Oscar was the one that said, we're managing $1.1 million. And that completely changed my life. So to answer your question, Wesley, I think that's what it is. I think it's about empowering and listening, going back to HAC, listening to what the community needs, listening to what the community is missing, so that we could provide the support and empower people who already have the light inside of them to do what they need to do.
That's
Well,
strong.
you know, I'm big on the Haitian thing, the Haitian community, but you know, I acknowledge that HAC has a concentration of, you know, providing community service to the American, you know, American population and stuff like that. But what I really want is for HAC to concentrate more on what's going on in Haiti itself. You know, we're Haitian Americans. We inherited this country from our parents. It's our country. You understand?
Right.
We are considered the diasporas of the country. You know, and I want to be able to expand HAC. Well, HAC is doing great, as you know, you told me that they have a school in Haiti. But I want to be able to expand HAC and try to concentrate on the tourism of Haiti, you know, because that's the real good money source for the country. At a time, it was bringing in $500 billion.
Wow.
I don't know if you knew that.
No, honestly, I didn't even know 500
No,
billion.
$500 million.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
During, you know, Michel Martinez. I'm sorry. It's Itafia, my boy. You know, during Michel Martinez's presidency. So it's like a lot of people are discouraged to go to Haiti, of course. They hear kidnapping, they hear killings. But that's not something that people should have in their minds. They should be able to feel comfortable going to their country and investing in their country if they can.
Amen.
And basically growing this country. So I want to try to be a part of a program that is integrated in you know, the tourism of Haiti, and to improve on the diaspora going back to its country and living, you know, and enjoying it and investing in it, because majority of the problem in Haiti is because they're kidnapping. Yes, it's because they got no job, they got no employment, they got no nothing going on. But if we, as a population of the diaspora, you know, go to the country, visit the country, and invest in the country, I think the crime rate in general will decrease. So I want to be able to, in my opinion, I don't know if that's something that I'm able to do, but to expand HAC in that capacity. So,
well, I'm very happy that you mentioned that, Wesley, because I want you to talk about the disconnect between the Haitian immigrants and the Haitian Americans, right? And I want you to talk a little, and I think we all could talk a little bit about how being a part, we had to be a part of a Haitian society, right, at St. John's, because we needed to be able to, yes, be professionals in the work that we do, but also stay connected to our Haitian roots. So talk a little bit about Haitian society, man.
Well, Haitian society basically was an organization in St. John's that promoted Haitian culture, reminded a lot of people that were Haitian that they are Haitian, and this is a part of something that they should be a part of. A lot of, you know, back then, a lot of Haitians did not claim they were Haitian, actually. And, you know, that was just very disappointing. So, you know, coming into St. John's, knowing that we had an organization where a lot of people embraced that culture, where coming out of high school, it was really not something that we claimed, so to speak. But you know, coming into St. John's, seeing this organization, see a population that embraces the culture, speaking the language, you know, it makes you feel comfortable knowing that, okay, I'm Haitian, and I could be proud to be Haitian. You know what I'm saying? That right there gave you pride that you have this community that's promoting Haitian culture, and you can be prideful openly. You know, sometimes
Right.
I don't know what happened back then where, you know, it was just a culture where
The Haitian booty scratchers, bro.
What is it? What is
That's
it?
what they used to call them. Haitian booty scratchers. Yes. Haitian body odor.
Haitian body odor.
Haitian body odor.
We
Haitian booty scratchers.
We couldn't match. It was a bunch of nonsense, but
I never engaged in. I always was prideful. I, you know, was going back and forth into the country as growing up as a kid. So I was always prideful of the country. But I just saw my Haitian brothers and sisters just disregard it, and it was just disappointing. So coming into St. John's and seeing that organization, you know, it uplifted me. It was very encouraging. And I believe it's still continuing to this day.
Absolutely. But let's talk about this. All of us are Haitian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And we were all in the leadership, right?
Right.
So let's talk about that power for a second. So you mean to tell me we were all in student government. We had Haraya, right? Patricia was the president of Haraya, Haitian.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Carl was the president of Haitian Society, Haitian.
Carl.
Right?
Alex.
Right? Carl Alex. I mean, different terms.
Oh, yeah,
Alex.
Different times. Yeah.
Yeah. Sylvio was the president of the Communications Club. So what does that mean for, and Wesley was the treasurer of student government. What does that mean for him?
And I actually could have been president of St. John's at senior year, but I could not do it. I said, no, Sam, I need my fun. But
I remember.
It could have happened. It could have happened though. But I'm sorry to interject though.
It's cool. So I want to talk a little bit about Haitian leadership, and then I want to transition us into HAC membership, right? The importance of being in the leadership and how our caucus, right? Because I know a lot of people like to ask me, why did we name it? Why did myself, Sam Darwin, and Jeff Lindor name it the Haitian American Caucus? So I want to talk about that C word. I'm freezing a little bit, but I want to talk about that C word, caucus, and I want to talk about how we had all these different leaders. We had all these Haitian leaders in different positions, and how we came together. And maybe Jovan and Sylvia could talk about it to make decisions as a whole for the whole organization, for the whole school, rather.
That's that.
So,
Mr. President of senior year.
I feel that us being a conglomerate of Haitian Americans that came to St. John's as a community that didn't know each other, but once we did get to know each other, we built a bigger community within ourselves. Because just knowing the fact that we were Haitian, it kind of formed a bond easily. Because before St. John's, I'm not gonna lie, like I was always Haitian. No one could ever tell me I wasn't Haitian. But I was never speaking Creole as much. I'm not gonna lie, when I grew up in a Haitian church. I left the Haitian church because I was like, I don't feel like being here no more. Like I just felt like I was disconnected. I went to American church throughout my high school years, throughout my like junior high school years. But then when I went to St. John's, like a certain pride came about of being Haitian. And I think it was more to the fact that there was a bunch of Haitians that were in my peer group that were in high authority, that were doing their thing. And I just felt like this is where I belong. I love my community. I love seeing that I'm not the only one that's pushing and grinding and wanting to do more. There's a whole community of us that's actually out there trying to be the next great. And that's where the caucus came from, because it was a bunch of us and we came together and we just did not want to be in the foreshadows of others. We want to be in the front saying what we can do and what we will do. And we actually made noise and we made statements by showing our leadership and showing our skills and showing that we can do what we wanted to do. And that was by running St. John's. And we did a great job of doing it. And I don't know how St. John's is now, but I had visited like before COVID. Me and Sam, we visited and we actually went to a few classes. But I don't know how the whole student government is. I don't know how Haitian society is. But I hope how it was when we were there, like about 10 years ago, that it's still the same way in regards to how the Haitian community is and how we always wanted to lead and be game changers in that school. Because I feel that the stuff that we did back then is what makes St. John's what it is right now. And that's how I feel with HAC. HAC started in 2009. It started from nothing, and now we're building. Now we have our own school in Haiti. Like, a lot of people can't say they have their own school in Haiti.
Yeah.
But HAC has their own school in Haiti because we want to serve our community. We want to serve the Haitian community. And once, like I said, I grew up basically being in the Haitian community. I left the Haitian community, but when I went back to St. John, when I went to St. John's, I seen the Haitian community, and I embraced my Haitian culture so much more. So hopefully, the people that are seeing what we're doing now can embrace the culture and hopefully make a change with HAC in our future. And we can look back 10, 20 years from now and be like, wow, that's what we did.
That's strong. That's strong. That's strong. I mean, let me piggyback off my brother S. Dot. So my Haitian roots are run a little different than you three. All right. So I'm Haitian and Jamaican. My parents were never married, and I grew up with the Jamaican side of my family. So I actually didn't really find out I was Haitian until later on in life, which is why I don't speak Creole as much. I understand it, but because of these lovely gentlemen and folks like them, you know, if you ever try to speak Creole to a group of people who actually speak it, and you don't know what you're doing, you know, your feelings can get hurt a little bit. Just a little bit. So,
that's right.
That happened to me. That happened to me like 2 weeks ago. It happened to me 2 weeks ago in Brooklyn, actually. No, 3 weeks ago. So, I got insulted, but we're talking.
Yeah. So, Papa le Creole. No Creole for this, buddy, okay?
Man. Yeah. They said my Creole is mal. Creole mal.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
But I'm learning.
Maluk.
You still learning, Sylvio. It's cool. But anyway, so I didn't find out about what it meant to be Haitian until later on in life. So I went to New York. I met that side of my family, and I found out my roots, who I was, where I'm from. One thing. So what I wanted to piggyback off of Sylvio is with HAC. What I love, even though we're called the Haitian American Caucus, right? We are all-inclusive organization. Right. We help our community, right? When I walk out the front door, right, when a person sees me, the first thing they see is not a Haitian man. That's not they wouldn't know I was Haitian until I explained who I was to them, right? And what I love about HAC is, although our focus has always, and I believe will always be the Haitian community, that is where it starts. You always have to start somewhere, right? I've seen us help the community at large. Right. I'm going to totally misquote this, so forgive me as you look it up, but I believe Martin Luther King talks about helping, right? And speaks about when you help the least of all, you help everybody. All right. And that's 100% paraphrased. Right. But the gist of what I'm saying is, just because our focus is the Haitian community, it's because as Haitian children, right, first generation for a lot of us, seeing our parents struggle with being able to get a job because their English wasn't well. Right. Are saying or right, having and knowing your parent is intelligent, may have been a doctor or a lawyer back in Haiti, but coming over here and cannot fill out a document because they can't read the document, right? Which doesn't say anything about their intelligence. It says about their resource, right, and communication. And with that being said, when you help those type of people, guess what? You help other people in the community that may have similar issues, right?
Right.
So what I love about HAC and my journey is the Haitian community has always taken me in, even though I started off as a Jamaican, you know, right. I've always been welcome in the community. And I know I keep going back to the program, but I can't help it, man. It's what HAC does best. It does amazing. And what I'm excited about is I hope whoever's watching this video, the great thing about technology is whether you're one of the hundreds of people watching now, or whether you are watching, I don't even know how many people watch. I don't even got it. I just made that number up. Hundreds of people. I'm assuming hundreds of people are watching. But whether you, I don't know. I just made it up. I don't see any numbers. Oh, okay. But I'm assuming hundreds of people. There's hundreds of members of HAC. But whether you're watching now or whether you're watching 10 years from now, what I want you to take from this is your voice matters.
Absolutely.
We cannot do this without your voice.
Absolutely.
Right. We're not creating Sam is not going out there and saying, hey, let's create the pink cap program because I wear pink caps. That doesn't do anything for our community. We need your input. We need your membership, right? And this goes back to what we were talking about with St. John's. The communication club, something that I wanted to touch on. You had this organization who had the most students in St. John's, hands down, right?
Right.
Who all were paying $150 activity fee.
Some of them,
every one of them,
some
right?
of them don't even realize that they're paying that fee.
They don't even realize it because it's in the bill. It's baked
That's it.
It's baked into the bill.
Yeah.
They're all paying $150 activity fee, right? But yet they have no representation. So when Sylvia was saying, hey, I wish we had a speaker. Little did he know that he had a resource that he was paying for already, that if he just activated that resource, they would have paid for Tony Robinson to come speak to him. That knowledge is so important. That's what we need from our members, right? The program we're doing, we need your interaction so that we can know, okay, we have this money here sitting, waiting to be allocated for our community. What does our community need? Right? How do we make our community better? You okay there, Wes? You okay there? You gonna die? That's, you know what that is? That's called karma for all my fat jokes. That's what that's called. No, but understanding that your resource is in your hands and your voice matters. It not only matters to us, but it matters to your community, right? A community is made up of people, individual people. And the sooner we realize that individually we have power, the sooner we're going to start changing our community. How many of us are sitting at home saying, man, I wish this would change, or I wish that we could do this? Well, guess what? You have the opportunity to change that. Whatever that is. Look at what you have in your hand. Somebody, I just heard a very intelligent person the other day give a message, and they were talking about what do you have in your hand?
Hey.
What do you have in your hand, right? Look at what you have in your hand. Look at who you have around you. Who are the resources you have? Not just HAC, but look at your family members. You know, look at your church community, or look at any organization you're a part of, right? Get involved. Get involved. I'm off my soapbox. My bad. You know, y'all know I'd be on my soapbox.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I know.
Nah, that's good. So I want to talk about. I want to talk about partnerships, right? Because all right, so I want to be a member of HAC. All right, I'm joining HAC. I want to be a member of HAC, right? But HAC, the mission of HAC is, you know, access to information and resources to foster self-development and success. What y'all gonna do for me, right? What do you do for me if I'm a member of HAC? And how can a partnership, right, with HAC benefit me, right? And I want to talk about, you know, partnerships and how our partnerships are really helping us and are shaping how we can reach more people. And of course, you know, to talk about that partnership, we got a special guest who just came in real quick, right? Who's going to jump in and talk about partnerships real fast. You know what I'm saying? We got a special guest who's coming in here, man. Chef, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Chef, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Matado, yes, sir.
Yo, the chef, you're on mute.
You're on mute. Take off the mute, Chef.
Matado.
You're on mute, Chef. All right, go ahead, Chef.
Yo,
there he is.
I'm humbled right now. I'm humbled, man. Like, Gare figino. No, gare figino. That's all I'm gonna say. Gare figino. What's up, fellas? Peace. What's up, everybody? How's everything going, man?
Good.
I'm only here for I'm not here for a long time, just a good time. You feel me? So
yes, sir.
Talk to me, man. What's up?
Talking about
partnerships.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Cole. You need to stay still real quick, because the way you keep moving, all I see is hair flickering like you the Predator. That's all I see.
Nah. I'm in the kitchen. Right now. I'm getting ready for another live, but I saw y'all. I had to pull up. I'm proud of what you guys are doing. And when we're talking about partnerships, Sammy said something about partnerships, and the thing is, we're better together, and we're all doing a lot of good work in silos. So now the pandemic has given us a chance to actually reset, and actually collaborate. So that's the best part about the pandemic. And so God, God wants us to be healthy, and we want to all be, safe. So I'm not going to say that the pandemic is a good thing, but what we did is we found good things from the pandemic, and the collaborations and the amount of time that we get to speak to each other and actually build. I'm building with around food sustainability and food security. And food is something that is in every single sector. Hospitality is in every single sector. And I've been able to, utilize food to talk to the community members, to get them to vote, using it as a carrot, using it as a great opportunity for us to get to people, using it as a reason for people to talk about financial literacy. What keeps you up at night? Food, family, finances. Food, family, finances. And what we're doing is relieving people of food security, financial security, and we're helping people get to financial security, food security, and that makes you be able to do a lot of other things. So the collaboration part, the partnerships have been crucial. Right now, people are trying to relieve themselves of debt, and we're going to go into a season in the next year. The administration is changing, where we're going to have allies, we're going to have people in the new administration where we're going to be able to really leverage the fact that we have good credit. We don't have too much debt. Yeah, there's some school debt, and hopefully that stuff can go away. But we're going to be able to buy assets, and we're going to be able to use our tax liabilities, and we're going to be able to say, hey, you know what? We can make moves now. There's moves that we're going to be able to make because of the work that we've been all on this call. I'm looking at everybody on this call. Everybody on this call has been doing a lot of work. And now we're going to be able to say, hey, we can move together where we can buy assets, buy buildings, commercial and residential, and have ownership. And that's what's going to take us to the next level. And it all comes from partnership, and it all comes from working with our community to better themselves and us working together. So I don't know. I just jumped in. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to say hello and what's up. But I was so happy.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
It's always good to hear Claudia.
Appreciate
it's always good to hear Claudia. You know what I mean? You already know
Chef,
you're the
Chef
bro.
Claudia's doing.
Come on,
Chef Claude.
I need a meal, by the way. I need a meal. I need a meal, by the way.
What you cooking today?
Today we did salmon. We did a honey glazed salmon. It's called slap your cousin salmon.
Wow.
Good.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Good.
And so,
you know why it's called slap your cousin?
Slap your cousin, not your mama.
You know why it's called slap your cousin? Because he's a black man. Because he can't slap his mama. That's why he.
Facts. I gotta watch my words. I don't want Marisha. I don't want nobody from, bro.
Exactly.
I had to, slap your cousin salmon. Not slap your mom, slap your cousin.
That's beautiful. But Chef Claudia, we appreciate you, man. HAC did a partnership with Eat Initiative on World Food Day. We did a World Food Day partnership that I think was second to none. We had speakers from all over the world. We had people from Germany. We had people from San Francisco. We had people from Pittsburgh, all coming together to talk about the importance of food and helping people with the food insecurity. So these are the different kind of programs that HAC is providing, not just in the New York, but we're international. We're in Haiti, we're in Germany, we're in Pittsburgh, we're in California, we're all over the UK. And I think it's really important that people, as we're talking about why HAC, people can see, the different partnerships that we're doing. You all the way in Pittsburgh right now, preparing food, helping communities, and it all started from HAC, man, and having those conversations. So
absolutely,
we appreciate you jumping on, Chef Claudia.
Chef Claudia,
the official chef.
At 9 o'clock, I'm going live with Smiling Curls. Please pull up after this one. You know what I mean? But honestly, fellas, keep doing what you're doing, man.
You too, my brother.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Keep working. And the thing is, man, the craziest thing that we did is not stop. And look at us now. You know what I mean? So don't stop. Keep going. Don't stop. Get it. Sylvio, I'm mad at you, but we're gonna talk later. You know what I mean?
Let's not talk about
you supposed to
that.
come to Pittsburgh.
Let's not do that right now.
Sylvio's in
wait.
Africa. He's all over the place. I need you to come to Pittsburgh, man. I gotta get my family together.
Sylvio's the one that said he's gonna come to Pittsburgh, but he's gonna take a quick stop to Cali real fast.
He's gonna go to Cali first, and then come to Pittsburgh.
He's gonna do a quick stop to Honolulu before he lands.
Hey, I said yes, sir. I said yes, sir.
You already know.
You already know. All right, y'all. Later, guys. Have a good night.
All right, yo. Thank you, yo. But yeah, that's what this is all about, man. That's what this is all about, and it's exciting because, you know, the partnerships are endless. Everyone is doing their own thing, but you don't only have to be Haitian to be a part of the Haitian American Caucus. So I think that's really dope. I think that's exciting. Jovan, I want you to talk about opportunities, Superphone, and how we look to interact with our members moving forward, man.
Absolutely. So I think you guys have seen scrolling across the bottom, and we'll get it coming back up again. But one of the big things is to become a member. We have the HACglobal.org website. But as you heard me speak, something that's very important is a direct connection to our community, right? We can't do this without you. I've said it 100 million times. I'll say it 100 million times more. We can't do this without you. You'll see it scrolling right across the bottom right now on how to become a member. And what we're looking to do is, look, we have a service where you can text us directly. It's a number you can call also. And you have direct connection to us. Listen, if I told you right now, hey, I'll give you Diddy's phone number and you can text him, you'd be like, oh, what I'll give you Jay-Z's phone number, you can text him. You know, I'll give you President Michel's phone number, you can text him, you'd be ready to go, right? What I'm telling you is you have a group here that is in your corner and you have direct access to us. Let us know what you need, right? The number is going to scroll across the bottom. You'll find it on our homepage at HACglobal.org, and it's 803-902-4709. 803-902-4709. You can text that number directly. You will get in contact with one of us. It is not a robot. It will be a human being. I don't know about you. There's nothing worse than calling a business and getting somebody that's a robot.
Right.
Right.
No, absolutely. So, and that's dope. That's dope, Jovan. Another thing I want to say that to everybody, you know, Sylvio, who's our membership director, is here, and he could talk more about this as well. Like the benefits of joining HAC, right? It's a free membership. All you got to do is go on our HACglobal.org/join, or you could text to the number that's on the bottom of the screen. And these are the benefits of HAC: getting access to resources, getting access to our workshops, right? Having a network of different Haitians, whether it's Haitian doctors, Haitian lawyers, Haitian nurses, Haitian accountants, right? And not just only Haitian, right? Whoever that is connected to us, Haitian chefs. If you need a chef, right, for your event, you got Chef Claudia that just came. You know, if you want to find out information about your house in the Department of Finance, Wesley works there, right? You can learn more about that. So there's information that's available. If you want help with resume writing, right? Sylvio is our HR director, and he does stuff with resumes. We're gonna do workshops around that. We got financial literacy workshops, right? How to build your credit, how to find a bank that's African American friendly, right? You know, we did a workshop on Saturday where a bunch of different Haitian organizations came together to learn about fundraising, right? And how to develop the organization. Jovan is our organizational development director, and he consults with and lets us know how to develop the organization. These are the different resources you get as a member of HAC. Chef Claude just came on, talked about the partnerships that we're doing around World Food Day, right? We have tons of partners. We got Lyft. We have DoorDash, right? We have Verizon. We have so many different partners who understand the value of the Haitian community. You can hear me? Me?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Okay. Yeah. And that is the importance of that's the importance of the membership here at
Absolutely.
HAC.
And something else I want to throw in there about the membership before you move on. You used a very important word, and I want to just clarify it. When we say we have free membership, right? You have two types of people, right? You have people that need free membership, which is something that we believe and support. Listen, when I was a college kid, I didn't have money to be a part of the student government, right? That came out of my tuition that, you know, Uncle Sam loaned, which I'm still dealing with. But we also have,
aren't we all?
right? But we also have a I was going to use the word corporate, but we also have professional members, right?
Right.
And here's the thing. Anything that's worth something costs money to take care of. This is not a conversation about money, but I don't want our community to be scared about talking about money. HAC is not free. HAC is not free because we don't do work. Let's be clear. It's not free to have us here. I have 3 children and a wife sitting over there. This hour and 25 minutes we've been on the phone, let's be clear. It costs me. It costs me. And it's something that we need to talk about so people understand. When you come to HAC, you're not coming to a Bogota, right? You come in, I use the Haitian word. You like that? I've been practicing.
That was good.
You're coming to an organization that has put the work in. So I just want to be clear. Right. I know our leader threw out the word free, but I don't want people to come and when they see that there's maybe a membership cost. Listen, if you're a professional, we have to give back. That's how let's be clear. No member will ever give more than I give. I want to be clear about that. I will challenge any member to give more than I give to HAC. And I know my leader, Sam, he gives more than I give. That's how we do things. So anyway, Sam, once again, I hop off my soapbox.
That's important.
I just want to throw that out there so people understand.
That's important.
I like that. That was really well put together.
No, that's important. And it's important for people to understand that it costs, right? Us even being on HAC TV, the HAC TV, the network, it costs, right? And that cost, that money got to come from somewhere. We are fortunate to have been able to go to school and to be able to have conversations with partners that see the value in our community, that's investing in HAC. But nobody can invest in HAC more than we can. Nobody's going to invest in HAC more than HAC. And the Haitian community has to understand that we have to be the ones to come and invest in ourselves in order for the organization to move forward. So, so I think that's definitely important. I want to talk a little bit about HAC Haiti and the impact that we're doing there. Because Wesley mentioned Haiti. You know, right now we have a school in Haiti where we have elementary, junior high school, and a high school, 750 students who are fluent in English, Creole, French, Spanish, and Spanish. All of our high school seniors graduate with a U.S. equivalent high school diploma.
Talk about it.
So that they can get jobs anywhere in the world.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I like that. That's
in addition to that, we have apprenticeship programs for our high school students so that they can learn a trade if they're interested, so that they can go to work immediately. One of the biggest issues in Haiti is that a lot of kids graduate high school, but they can't afford to go to college, right? Education in Haiti is 95% private. 95% private. So if you cannot afford to go to school, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to school in Haiti. I don't think we understand I don't think we appreciate the opportunity to have free public education in this country. You know, just imagine if 3 of us don't go, the 4 of us don't go to high school. Like, where are we? Where are we today? So, so we're gonna have another one of these programs where we're gonna have our co-founder Sam D, who's the executive director of HAC Haiti, come in and talk about the work that he's doing on the ground in Haiti. And we're gonna have some of our students on there to talk to you guys about the work that we're doing in Haiti and the importance of that. And and I also want to throw it back to our membership director, Sylvio, who can talk a little bit about how, the importance of being a member, but also the importance of donating and how your donation can go back to the kids in Haiti. So, Sylvia, I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh, thank you. So I love being on the spot. So it's definitely important to become a member because there's strength in numbers. There's strength in numbers. So the more members that we can build upon HAC, the more we can actually give to the community, because the strength is in our numbers. If we have no numbers, if we have just one person, unfortunately, we're not going to really be able to give back. But the more numbers that we have, the more we can actually give back to our communities. And once we do get the numbers, then we can formulate a community that donates and gives back to our community. Because if we don't donate, unfortunately, nothing's going to be prosperous in our communities. And we need to give back to Haiti because, as you know, Haiti is a third world country. We're in a first world country right now in America, the United States of America. And the least we could do is give back to the country that we were actually from. Because I don't know if you've been to Haiti, but I've been to Haiti, and Haiti is not the place that my mom grew up in. When I went to visit Haiti in 2017, and when I actually went with my mother, she was like, "This is not Haiti." I remember. And that really broke my heart. And knowing what HAC is doing for Haiti is making me feel like what I'm doing is so much more rewarding. So by you joining HAC, you're going to see your fruits of your labor by donating, because you're going to see what we're doing for the community and what we're doing for Haiti. As you heard from Sam Pierre, we have a school in Haiti. We actually have a school in Haiti that's helping individuals.
Say it again for the people in the back, bro.
Yo, we have a school in Haiti.
Please go to HACglobal.org so you can see the school, so you understand that this is a physical school. Like, this is not a hut. Like, we have a beautiful a state-of-the-art building in Haiti, right? State-of-the-art meaning obviously a state-of-the-art compound in Haiti. Sorry, Esther, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted people to understand. Please go visit the website so you can understand that this ain't like a fly-by-night situation. It's a real hard work, big partners involved school in Haiti.
And you can
Sorry, brother.
You can actually even read some of some of our students and what they how they feel and what they experience from being at the school there in Haiti. So with our strength in numbers, it can help so much, and we can do so much more for Haiti. So now we have a school. Well, we could also build a whole community. We could build a freaking film studio like Tyler Perry in Haiti if we want to. But it's all in our strength in our numbers. It's all about the strength of our numbers. Without the strength in our numbers, we cannot be able to do anything. But we need everyone to actually come in, join in, become a member, and from there, let's grow. We need to grow. We need to grow this community. We need to grow this community. You don't have to be Haitian. You could join just because you want to help the Haitian community. As you know, we were the first independent Black country, right? And being the first Black independent country, it was great. It was a great thing to happen, but they took away so much from us for being the first Black country that was independent. So now we're just trying to give back and give the richness and make people understand why we were the first and how we're going to always be the first and how we're never going to stop and how we're always going to strive for more and build, because we're going to help our people to become so much better. Because we don't want to see our country going downhill. We want to see our country going uphill and climb those mountains, those beautiful mountains that's in Haiti right now. So without your help, without your support, we're not going to get there. So we need you, everyone, to become a member. Your brother, your father, your sister, your mother, your cousin, even your granddad, your grandma, everybody. We need all y'all to join.
Everybody. Wesley, I'm saying in Creole, Wesley. Dis-le Creole, Wesley. Qu'on nous parle Creole too. Dis-le Creole.
Non, nous parle Creole. Nous parle Creole. Sauve l'em di là. Très important pour nous tous participer dans HAC, vous comprenez, pour nous contribuer ça nous gagne dans HAC, parce que toute contribution ça yo a bénéficié Haïti, a bénéficié communauté haïtienne ici, et nous t'arrêtons grandir organisation et nous besoin d'aide pour nous grandir organisation. So join.
Kounya Wesley pas parler Creole.
Non, pas parler
Creole.
And Haitian and Wesley was the number one Haitian back then. I don't understand what's going on.
I know.
The government changed me. I'm sorry.
No, so speaking of Haitian, our partnerships in Haiti, man, we got another We got another a guest contributor that's coming into CNN right now, live on HAC TV. We got another guest contributor, Jackson Cherry. We got the one and only Jackson Cherry, Jackson Cherry, and Bridging the Gap.
Guy.
Who's in the building? Who's in the building? Who's going to talk a little bit about being a brand ambassador for HAC and the work that we've been doing together in our partnerships, and the work he's been doing with Bridging the Gap and the partnerships and the work that we're trying to do in Haiti. Jackson, la fin de fois, man. On va dire deux trois mots, superstar. Parle avec nous, Jackson.
Deux trois mots.
Deux trois mots. Bon moi.
Et va ça nous besoin nous dire deux trois mots. Nah, but gentlemen, what's going on, and for everybody that's watching, it's exciting to do some great work, with HAC. Not fair, bon gros kishoy pour pays, yeah. I think for me, the biggest thing is using my influence and my platform that God has lent me to be able to, extend and bring other influencers a part of this thing to do something that's bigger than us, which is to plant seeds. And the biggest thing about a seed is the fruit. Sometimes you won't ever really get to see yourself, right? You know what I mean? And the biggest thing about seeds is seeds grow seeds that grow seeds that grow seeds. So, and for us, what we're looking to do is plant, real great ones. And for me, using my influence on my side, with one of the things that's funny, I called Sam and I said, Sam, man, we're starting a music program in Haiti at the compound. Right. This is what it's gonna take, and this is what this is what I could bring to the table, and doing major big concerts with the different celebrities I work with Bridging the Gap, that is streaming over 15 million a year right now, and and has a platform, and for me, my platform is to grow, to use as a vehicle for other situations, and that's what's very important. So I'm bringing a lot of my buddies a part of this to make impact, to teach, and to mobilize. And my favorite word, and I haven't heard you guys say much. I know you guys said much, but I haven't heard you guys say this. But for me, it's action steps. Is say what we're saying, and we're gonna say how we're gonna get it done, and get it done. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm about. That's what HAC is about. So if you out there, you becoming a member, numbers matter. And the only way we can be successful as a country is if we're successful from here in the States. And that's by joining together and using your impact, not to flex. And let me rephrase this. Our biggest flex is our children of the future flexing.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Our legacy. No, that's great, man. That's great. Talk about the concert that we're doing on December 20th.
Oh man, so whoever's here, you're gonna hear it first. But December 20th, we're doing an amazing, mind-blowing Christmas concert. It's gonna feel like listening to Good Morning America with John Legend and the crew. Just brought to you by Haitians. I got a design. I got a designer. Like, how many times you heard Haitians having a concert and they got someone to design the set? You don't hear that. I mean, I got a design to set. I got Felicia Ross singing with us. And Felicia Ross sings with nobody, you know what I mean? And I got her singing with us, and so many great people singing, Christmas carols and a couple worship tunes that's their place for healing, really, because around this time, so many people are, as much as we celebrate, there's a lot of people that's going to be in a weird space because they're missing a lot of people. Some people darn near lost half their church, half their family members, half their block. So this moment is another moment of healing. So what other way can I do it but do it through music? And HAC is our proud #1 lead partner in this, and they're leading this, and we're taking the same momentum into Haiti in April, which I'm excited about. Haiti's excited about this whole big shift that's going to happen. And again, the biggest thing is legacy.
Jackson, man, thank you, man. Thank you for appreciating that, man.
Before Jackson goes, Jackson not lying, because all this talking he's doing it through his in-ears. So he's a real musician. This man ain't got no regular AirPods in. My man got his in-ears in. Let's go.
That is funny. I definitely have in-ears on. That's funny. That is hilarious. That's
I
the
didn't even
funniest
notice
thing I've
that.
heard. That's the
I didn't
funniest
know
thing
I
I've
saw
heard
it. I
since
noticed
COVID.
it.
That's
I noticed
the
that.
funniest
Yeah,
thing since
love it.
COVID.
I noticed that.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
And you know you're a real musician when your plugins is your in-ears. You need that quality.
That's it.
What you got? He got them
Exactly.
3 subwoofers in one ear, or not
Yo,
subwoofers,
man.
3 drivers in one ear.
Yo, man.
That's right.
And you gotta see the director's chair too, man. Like, you know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
Oh, excuse
I
me.
love it.
I'm
Almost
excited.
Now I'm
Nah,
excited,
nah,
too,
but-
man. And I commend
I-
you gentlemen that's coming together to do something so great. So I'm excited to be a
Amen.
part of this team.
Amen.
Beautiful.
Jackson, man, thank you for your time, man. Thank you for
Jackson.
jumping in and
Appreciate you,
and
dog.
reminding everybody for coming in and joining HAC, man. We appreciate
Yeah.
you, man.
Absolutely.
Action steps.
Let's do this as much as possible. Let's do action steps. And once time permit and Cuomo, let us loose a little bit, and let's get on the streets and have events and make people join now type thing, as if it was a gym membership. You know what I'm
Amen.
saying?
That's right, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Man. Cheers. Peace,
All right,
guys.
man.
Cheers.
All right, man.
Peace,
Take
peace.
care.
All right, Jackson.
Take care,
you
Jack.
know.
Well, I mean, I think we're here joining HAC. Like Jovan and Sylvio and Wesley said, all you got to do is very simple: is text the number on the bottom of the screen and put that number in and join HAC. For those who have your computers already open, go to our website, look at the pictures of our kids, look at the programs that we're doing, and join HAC. That's what this is. That's who, what, and why HAC. We talked about, who HAC is. HAC is us. This is HAC right here. HAC is us, young professionals who really care about our community and really want to give back. What is HAC? We're a community development international organization whose mission is to provide access to information and resources that's going to foster self-development and success. What we did tonight, we talked about how we leverage the resources and the access that we had in student government to provide resources for our community. And why HAC? Because our community needs resources, right? Our community needs resources to be successful. We talked about with the Communications Club, access to the resources that we got. We were able to bring in speakers to come talk to students about what it's like being in the real world. So much so, we had enough resources to buy the president of our club a really fancy gift for his birthday. You know what I'm saying? With the access to resources, and what people don't realize is that that's the importance of having that access and that information. So we've been on here. We spoke about the importance of HAC. We didn't even get into the different policies and how we've been able to move the Haitian community from one step to another, leveraging our political relationships and our resources. We didn't even talk about how we were able to create the first COVID-19 testing center in the Haitian community. We were able to work with the governor's office to bring that. We didn't even talk about the fact that we have people who needed access to transportation to go and vote. How we partner with Lyft to give free Lyft codes for Haitians to go back and forth to vote. This is the access to information and resources that HAC provides. And I'm just so excited and happy to have been able to be here tonight to talk about it with my buddies and my friends. So as we wrap up, man, I just want to open the floor to my guys, Sylvio, Wesley, Jovan, to talk about like what you guys are excited about in 2021 with HAC, and what can the people look forward to tuning in to?
Well, I'm just really excited that 2020 is about to be over. So once 2020 is over, we can start a whole new year. And with new years, that means new challenges, new goals. And our new challenges and new goals are bringing more people into this organization, building our community. And I'm really excited to meet in these different members and getting out this Zoom type of environment and actually meeting the people in person, and you getting to actually feel us and see us and actually understand who we are and feel our energy. So I'm really excited about that. I can't wait for 2021 because I want to meet everyone. I want to talk to everyone. I want to be there. I want to be shaking your hand. I want to hug you. I want to hear your story. I want you to hear my story. And I want you and us to form a connection and a bond, and we can form a community because we are a community. That's what HAC is.
So really quickly, I want you to talk about the business march that you put together, man. this summer, man, during the social justice. We didn't even talk about social justice, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
HAC, we have so many different programs that we haven't even. I mean, we don't have to. We don't have to
Yo,
talk about
we
Can you talk a little bit about?
we can talk for hours. I didn't want to talk too much, but since you did put me on the spot,
talk a little bit about the march.
So, as you know, there were so many different injustices that happened throughout this year, and not this year. It's been going on for centuries and decades, and it's just like enough is enough. Like, I'm just so happy now that we have these things called mobile devices that actually have cameras, and we actually can videotape what's going on in our civilization, what's going on with all the injustices happening in our society. And with all the injustices that's going on in society, me and my constituent, Emmanuel Mensa, we actually came together, and there were a bunch of marches that were happening, but we wanted to formulate a march that was helping the Black community, the Black business community more so. As you know, there was something called the Black Wall Street years ago, early in the 1900s, and that got burned down. They got burned down. They just took away our own community that was wealthy and flourishing, and it was a whole community with Black businesses that was doing great. And we never since they got burned down, we never built another Black Wall Street. So me and my constituent Emmanuel Mensa came together, and we was like, you know what, we seeing all these marches, all these Black Lives Matter marches and so forth, and it's a great thing. We applaud all that. But we wanted to start something that was for the Black business community. So we formulated something that was called the Black Business Walk. And with the Black Business Walk, what it was is that we wanted all Black businesses, Black entrepreneurs, people that were interested in forming
Black organizations,
Black organizations, people that were interested in starting their own organizations, start becoming their own entrepreneur, to come together and march together as a community and a unit, and not just walk and march, but also network and build and see how we can actually use each other and build from each other. Like, why use someone else as a wholesale? Why use Asia or Japan when you could have your own, someone that's in your own community that probably has their own large inventory that can help you and be there? You can use them as a wholesale. So we just wanted to form something that was helpful to the Black community, and we formulated the Black Business Walk, and it was a success. We a lot of businesses came out, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of organizations came out, and we networked and we built, and it was great. It was a great moment in history for us, and I'm really thankful for everyone that joined us, and hopefully we could do more things like that in the future.
Wonderful, man. That's beautiful, man. Thank you, Sylvio. Once again, everybody, that's Sylvio, who is our director of membership for HAC. So Sylvio handles all of our membership. Sylvio personally handles the conversations with our members, figuring out what their needs are and how we could build that community. So Sylvio, we just want to say thank you, man, for all that you contribute to HAC, and we just look forward to doing so much more with you, man. Wesley.
Yes. What am I looking forward for 2021? That was the question.
Yes.
Well, I am looking forward. I'm hearing you guys. You guys are all great. I am looking forward to growing this organization, expanding the makeup of this organization, especially on the grounds in Haiti. We need to be there. We need to understand how things are functioning there. We need to be able to contribute over there as well, partnership with different organizations there as well, and expand the makeup of HAC. So I'm looking forward to that. As you can see, I'm going to be part of the radio, so I want to try to inform the population of what is going on the ground in Haiti. I don't think a lot of people understand what's going on. I think if they have the education and the understanding of what's going on in Haiti, they'll be more receptive to going there and, investing in their country and trying to make things better in their country. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm just looking forward to being with you guys, man. It's been a long time. I'm so happy to be part of this organization. I encourage a lot of people to join. It's definitely filled with a lot of good, educated, and beautiful people.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Wes. We love you so much, man. Wes has been an old man since we were.
Seriously.
Bro.
I'm surprised he doesn't have 4 kids right now, and he's not in the rocking chair right now. Seriously.
Not yet. It's coming. It's coming.
Not
It's
yet.
coming.
Not yet, man. So, and of course, last but not least, Jovan, man. Jovan is our organizational development director, and Jovan consults organizations and makes them better. So, Jovan, the floor is yours, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So the question was, what are we excited for? Excuse me, what are we excited for in 2021? I want to start first by making fun of Wesley. You're such an old man. Your excitement, like people don't know you, so when they watch this, they're gonna be like, "Why is this guy not excited?" But if you only knew how excited Wes was, it just makes my heart smile. It made my heart smile. Hey, Wes, I love you, man. I love you, bro. I love you. This was my best man at my wedding, man. I love you, brother. What I'm excited for in 2021. First, I want to start with 2020, man. So many people are ready to get out of 2020, but I do want to say this, man. We're breathing. It's a blessing, right? Like 2020 has been difficult. We've all had our own experiences that have been difficult. We've all had our own losses. I had some tough personal losses this year, but what I will tell you is that I've also grown. There's never been a time in my life where the Most High hasn't put me through a situation, and when I end up getting the reward, or what other word will I use? When I end up getting to a place where I'm about to get a breakthrough, I look back and say, man, thank God I went through this, because now I'm prepared for this. Right. And that's been 2020 for me. And it's caused me to slow down. I will tell you this, I'm all the way out in Ohio. Right. And without 2020, I wouldn't have this opportunity with my brothers. Right. So although 2020 has been very tough, I've seen a lot of great things come out of 2020 that will carry forward to 2021. So in 2021, what I'm looking forward to, honestly, is continuing to develop the birth that we've had in 2020. Right. I'm looking forward to continuing to grow the community of HAC that we've developed stronger in 2020. I'm looking forward to, as my brother Sylvio said, meeting everyone in person, right? All of the digital people that have joined HAC, meeting you in person, hearing your stories, sharing our stories, sharing how we're going to build our community. 2020, we've all seen the news, right? 2020 has been a lot of protests, a lot of march, and all of those things are for one thing, for change, right? We're not protesting, we're not marching for things to stay the same, right? So I look forward to, as 2021 comes, we continue to develop those changes. We continue to be the change that we want to see. Those are the things I look forward to. Once again, I'm on my soapbox. You know how I am. I'm really passionate about us, about our communities, because at the end of the day, everything you see around you, I don't care what business it is, no matter how big it is, no matter how large it is, no matter how much money it has. I don't care what car you see a person driving. At the end of the day, all of these things are about individual humans. You don't get a Fortune 500 company without an individual human. And we always have to remember that the power is in our hands. The minute you start to not believe that is the minute that you're to be taken advantage of, right? Don't let them fool you. The power is in your hands. You have the power to make the change that you want to see, right? It takes time. It takes dedication. It takes hard work. And we can do that. We're doing that here at HACglobal.org, right? And I'm sure you'll see the numbers scroll again. Please reach out. We want to hear your voice. We want to hear what you need, because at the end of the day, this organization does not exist without you. I look forward to hearing directly from you. Sam spoke a little bit about me consulting. I will tell you, my number one thing with consulting is hearing people's stories. So reach out to that number if you have any need, anything I can do to service you, anything I can do to be a servant to my community. That's what I'm here for.
Beautiful.
Wow, that's beautiful, man. Wow. I can't talk enough. 2021 is gonna be phenomenal. But like Jovan said, we're starting now. We're not waiting. We're starting now. We're having this conversation now. It's great. I wanted to talk about HAC and our holiday party that we have. So we have a holiday party coming up December 17th. HAC holiday party. It's gonna be digital. The tickets are $50. Mes amis, why? $50. Yes, the tickets are $50 for our holiday party, and all of our proceeds are going towards getting our high school seniors in Haiti laptop computers. I want to be clear about something, and Wesley could attest to this. Our kids are the cream of the crop. We are getting our kids in Haiti brand new state-of-the-art laptop computers so that they can be able to communicate with the world. And through programs like what Jackson talked about and what Jovan is talking about, we're going to be able to access our kids through video no matter where they are. Jovan is in Ohio. Claudie was in Pittsburgh. Jackson is in New Jersey. Sylvio's in Queens. Wesley's in Long Island. I'm in Manhattan right now. It's a bunch of, we're all over the place, but we're able to communicate and we're able to share that information. We want to be able to do that for our kids. So HAC is unapologetic about our $50 holiday party ticket. And please, it's on our Eventbrite, it's on our pages. Go to our website, go to our Instagram at HAC_US so that you can click on the Eventbrite. Go to my page at Senator Pierre. The Eventbrite link is in the bio. Please feel free to purchase tickets. We got a competition going on right now. Who could sell the most tickets? Of course, I'm in the lead, but we definitely want to. For now, but we definitely want your support and your help. Our holiday party is December 17th. Become a member of HAC. This is really dope. In 2021, we're going to be very intentional about communicating to our people. So this is just the beginning of us coming out tonight, talking to you. This video is going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on our Facebook pages. So, people are going to be able to watch this video over and over again. I'm excited about that because it's going to be there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Haitian American Caucus. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to see the programs. We have a lot of other programs that right there on our YouTube channel. You could be able to subscribe. And this is access to information, right? Valuable access to information. And the only cost, right? I'm learning, Jovan. The only cost is your volunteerism, is your partnership, is your donation. That's the only cost of our membership, is you activating yourself and activating somebody else to be a part of this. So I'm excited. I think this is dope. Learn more. Go to our website. Again, we're very tech savvy. So 1-803-902-4709. Just text that number right there to become a member. Go to our website, hacglobal.org/join to become a member. We got another program on Tuesday night where we're going to have the ladies come and talk about who, what, and why HAC.
Yes.
So you got the fellas. You got the fellas tonight. You got the fellas tonight. And on Tuesday evening, you're going to have the ladies. You're going to have four leaders, women who are leaders in HAC, and come and have a similar conversation on why, who, what, and why HAC is important, because we believe that that's very important. So we're going to be very intentional. We're going to be in your face. We're going to be in your Instagram. We're going to be in your Facebook. We're going to be on your WhatsApp. We're going to be on the radio. Wesley has a show on HAC-Radio where we're launching our radio. And Wesley's going to be, our host, along with the former president.
I won't be speaking English, okay?
Nope, in Haitian Creole.
Goodbye,
along with Creole, because
I'm sorry,
our
Jovan,
people need to learn.
Along with Jovan.
Along with Ariel Mete, who is the former president of the Haitian Society at St. John's University, as a co-host, who's going to be on there as well. And HAC TV is going to expand. We just got a lot going. We got a lot in store for everyone, and I'm so excited. I can't wait for our membership. Absolutely.
We cannot expand without you.
Absolutely. You are it. We need you. We need your voice. We need to learn from you. We need to know what matters to you. So again, as we wrap up this program, fellas, I love y'all. It was good to reminisce. It was good to talk about the origin of HAC. And like Sylvio said, man, even though we can't be next to each other, but we can still communicate and we can still help our community and help our people. So I'm excited. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching HAC. Once again, this is HAC TV. Thank you for tuning in. And everyone have a good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
All right.
Good night.
Appreciate
good night,
everyone.
everybody.
We appreciate y'all.
Join
HAC, y'all. Join
HAC.
I said yes, sir.
HACglobal.org.
You already know.
HACglobal.org/join. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
It's a great first time, man.